The rest of you get
The major location for the film was set inside and outside an old colonial homestead. Protected as an historic building, it was necessary for Peter's father to persuade his friends, the caretakers, that no harm would be done by the unlikely team.
I was worried when they first came in. And they had smoke bombs in the trees, that sort of thing. In the middle of summer, you begin to think what's going to happen. We checked up after every time when they'd been here. And, all in all, I think they behaved themselves.
But what about inside the house?
No, if they touched anything, they always put it back again. There was no worries.
We thought that it was just 3 or 4 occasions, I told Mrs. Steele.
Not 3 or 4 years.
It was 30 or 40 occasions we went to Gear House, I imagine, before we finished.
The screenplay required that one corner of the building be destroyed by rocket fire. So a location was chosen with a matching background. And the team changed hats from actors and film crew to chippies and proceeded to build an exact replica 5 meters high. The corner to be demolished was designed to be broken away for a number of takes and reassembled to appear whole. Then came the first experiments with explosives.
3, 2, 1, fire. Oh, hell! Oh, hell! Yep.
The missile was tested on a line.
2, 1. The rocket was all right. The blast didn't do a great deal. 3, 2, 1, fire.
In the finished film, the rocket did indeed travel on a fishing line. But the house also had to fly. Another model was built, this time a metre square, and mounted on the camera crane instead of the camera, which remained fixed. The house was fitted with lights and smoke machines, and a country road was also built in model form for the foreground. But things took a while to get right. Sometimes there was too much smoke, and the wind was wrong. 5 meters, 1 meter, and now an even smaller model for the final scenes in space.
It was actually made out of old film boxes that I used to get from the National Film Unit, cardboard boxes. And we had a light shining inside here which provided the interior illumination. And this was sitting on a gramophone turntable, and we slowly spun it around. It's very lightweight.
Bad Taste is Peter Jackson's 12th film. What began as a 10-minute short finished as a 90-minute feature. After 4 years of dedicated work and some professional help in putting the film together, Peter was convinced it could go commercial. It was to be screened publicly for the first time at the 1988 Cannes Film Festival.
I told Peter, I said, now don't be too unhappy if it isn't a success at Cannes. Yeah, I said, it's a heck of a lot to achieve, and if it was, well, all to the good, but it may not be. Don't be upset by it. I was thinking, having put 4 years into something, nobody could be told it was a failure.
A failure it was not, selling to 10 countries in 6 days and winning the coveted Gore Award in Paris a few weeks later. And the team's response?
It was really a surprise that we finished it, really, more than anything. I sort of haven't paid much attention to it after that, although it sort of keeps cropping up, which is good. It's getting a while bigger and bigger by the sound.
it's great that it's taken off like this, you know, and it's something we can be proud of. We've achieved something, you know, and it's so good that it's gone over so well overseas.
You know, you didn't really expect it, and it's quite sort of overwhelming to know that, you know, you're actually being watched in a different country.
Happy. I'm quite happy. I'm really happy for Peter, because he deserves, you know, everything that's amounted to.
To my mind, you know, if people pay $7 to see a really polished Stanley Kubrick production, then they're not going to want to spend $7 to see a really sort of ruffles guts bad taste. But I was wrong. People are quite happy to do that.
Pete started it, I think, and everyone chipped in, put their own ideas in. I think that's why it worked so well, because everyone just had so many ideas and Pete had so many options to use. But Pete made it, yeah.
I didn't think it would be quite so gory as what it is. But then, as he said, there's a laugh with every drop of blood, Mum. There's laughs, so that he aimed at that. I mean, I know him very well, and he's always had a great sense of humour. And I think that's his forte, is humour. But he's covered it with horror too.
Black comedy.
The film has won international acclaim for its humour and originality, for an extraordinary individual talent, which began in childhood.
Being an only child does make you more imaginative, I think, because you have to create your own games by yourself with whatever props come to hand. I mean, you know, matchbox toys and building blocks and that sort of carry on. You haven't got anybody else to bounce off, so you're creating it all in your own head all the time. And that, I think it certainly helps sort of exercise the mind, if you like. It's trains your mind to think of things, to be imaginative.
Bad Taste was made with great enthusiasm, but very little money. The world holds its breath for Peter Jackson's second feature and first fully professional film.